Hey everybody, this is Phil with two L's. You probably know me as, and it's time to party because this is my first launch up in this piece. Yeah, can you bust the move? Oh, yeah. I got my real support here with the dolls, but I want to let you guys know that it has just been quite an amazing ride that I'm still on. And I got my sister waiting in the wings, my sister-in-law, Camille. She is the one that showed me the superfoods. And I want to remind you why I'm doing this. This super launch has to do with me launching my business online. It's an online business and it's also in person. That's another reason why I like it, because it connects me so well with you. And like nothing else I ever tried. I'll get into that a little bit later, but this is my sister-in-law that God used to bring the superfoods on hit. I wouldn't even know if she didn't introduce me to such an ethical company called Purium. And I'd like to invite you to hear the stories. I would like to introduce to you my sister-in-law, the lovely Camille, everybody. Hey.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Thanks. So if you want to go on mute for a minute, I'll just share. Cool. Well, thanks everyone for being here to share this time and space with us tonight. Just wanted to just kind of give a brief introduction of who Purium is, and why Philip and I have chosen to collaborate with Purium. So Purium is an organic superfoods company. They've been around for over 25 years, and the founders and owners of our company actually started the USDA organic certification movement over 25 years ago. So if it wasn't for Dave Sandoval and Amy Venner, we wouldn't have those standards on our food. And they really saw an issue that was starting to occur in our food system a long time ago. And, Purium has four pillars which they stand on. And those pillars are health, wealth, also core values of environmental stewardship, and then also purpose. And so, just starting a little bit about the health, Purium, like I said, they saw that there was a true problem with what was going on in our food supply, and knew that there was going to be issues happening in our future with current agricultural practices. And so they've taken it upon themselves to really help to support people to transform their health. And we use beyond organic practices. We employ small organic farmers and use regenerative agriculture. One of our main farms is actually in Utah. It's in the middle of nowhere. It's not surrounded by any kind of environmental influence. And all of our superfoods are wind dehydrated at low temperatures, maintaining and optimizing their minerals and macro and micronutrient content. And they also have a solution for glyphosate, which is the active ingredient in Roundup. And glyphosate is linked to all kinds of issues like autoimmune, leaky gut. It's been linked to Alzheimer's, as well as depression, anxiety, and cancer. There's actually a $10 billion lawsuit against the manufacturers of Roundup, the manufacturer Monsanto. So they're providing solutions for people's health. And when it comes to wealth, we have what's called the Purium economy. And especially if you're looking at the world today and what's going on with our current employment system, you're seeing billionaires turn into trillionaires, and you're seeing people lose their jobs left and right. So they have adopted a business model of social sharing and ethical network marketing to help empower people to be able to, stay home with their children, or, work a side gig that has actually no cap on how much money you can make. And it's a really viable business option. So, you know, they put that modality into place to really help to support people, not only that were suffering in their health, but also really suffering in their finances. And that's one thing that I found, you know, not only with my health, but also the wealth aspect. It's helping me to build something that I wouldn't normally be able to build, you know, in a $9 to $5 per hour type of paradigm. Our third pillar is planetary. Our company is actually committed to going plastic free this year. And in the past year alone, we've saved over 75,000 pounds of plastic going into the oceans. And by the end of 2021, we're committed to going plastic free. Which is huge. And then purpose, really giving people and individuals a platform to share their, you know, their passions and, you know, their, and to connect and build relationships with people. So that's a little bit about Purium. And I'm going to pass it back to Philip. He has a really beautiful story about his own personal health transformation. And then I'll share a little bit more here in a bit. So thanks, Philip. You're on mute.
Yes, I'm so glad about this company. And you know, the reason I partnered up with Purium is because Camille, look at her, just look at her. How could you say that you're not going to partake on a health journey when your beautiful sister-in-law, who was struggling, all I knew is there was some struggles before health-wise, and then she said, hey, there's this opportunity. I know you talk about health sometimes, and I think you should check this out. And I was like, honestly, I hope you're not ashamed, Camille. I'm sure I've done some retarded things in the past. Excuse my language. I know that's politically not correct to say, but I mean, just things that are not very progressive. It's just that I thought I was so cocky that I thought I was healthy. I was like, thanks, sis, you know. I mean, cute, you know, I thought I was going to take it like that. But then I saw something from Dave Sandoval, the owner, and it was shared with me from a video, one of the links. And the owner, one thing, it threw me off. I was like, what company can I actually like listen to the founder and the owners? And so he's sitting here talking very strong. And the thing that stayed with me is 60-day money back guarantee. So I was like, oh, I'll try it. I'll try it then. So I got in the position to try it. And don't you know, I was wrong. I used to struggle with asthma as I was a young child. I used to struggle with certain autoimmune responses that back then it wasn't necessarily called that. It was just, I had neurological, a lot of different things that a lot of anxiety, depression, I used to get sick all the time. I don't know if you've ever seen like that Macaulay Culkin movie back in the day where he got stung by a bee. He was allergic to everything, called My Girl. I didn't see the movie, but he fit kind of like the description. I was your average nerd. Could you sit on my lap? Ali Bella is one of my biggest reasons. Shake this. She wants me to shake these markers while I tell you. She wanted to make sure I didn't forget her and my story. The depression was so bad and the anxiety was so bad. I was a newlywed, and I was living on like in a public housing that was offered to me. And I really had some fears being a newlywed, because my wife at the time, she was struggling with postpartum and all these things I had never really took a look at. And so with my anxiety and my lack of knowing how to set up healthy boundaries, a mixture of that, I just became kind of like nuts, just because my my sweetheart at the time, she had struggled so bad that, you know, there'd be some drops, and sometimes she felt very defensive against me. And I just, you know, the divorce word got thrown around, really broke my heart in such a way that it just, the story gets so nuts. It's actually a little bit too nuts to share in this thing. Just know that I ended up getting so anxious and so depressed and so hyper about what can happen next, and I was on edge the whole time. It was like the most suspenseful movie. I couldn't believe I was living. It was all in my head, by the way. And I ended up calling the police, just doing too much. And the police and CPS came into my life. I called them, and then they ended up coming with a verdict saying that I'm domestically a danger to my daughter, to everyone. Basically, they said that I was a danger to even CPS. That's how much I was having people misinterpret my cries for help. And sadly, well, I'd like to recommend never to call those people for that kind of, you know, those people, at least that team didn't help. Uh, I ended up facing a whole year in jail, facing 30 years of prison. And my daughter, she had so much uh, growth during this time that she's seen. Have you seen any difference this week, Sweet? My daughter really wants my attention right now. However, is it okay if I finish up this meeting? Kids, you gotta love them. So to make a long story short, after seeing that video of the money back guarantee, my sister-in-law gives me the soft, like caring asking, would you like to see what this company's up to? I know that you like organic, raw food. It takes out glyphosate. So then I got this product that took glyphosate out of my stomach. They say like around 72, 75% or something it takes out. But I feel like it took everything out of my stomach. My stomach regenerated, which brought back my hormones. Even though my ex-wife tried to front, she's experiencing a major transformation. She's doing things like she's never done before. She's not struggling with those postpartum mood swings anymore. She's been able to have regular conversations where before we couldn't even talk and be in the same room with each other. And these are the physical, along with the time lapse, evidence that this has changed my life. And I've never seen myself wanting to be so into a group. The group is the other side. These people are helpers of the planet. I've never been with a group so dedicated to helping the planet regenerate itself, and also each individual. With each individual, our company and the people that I'm involved with in this company have reached out individually to make sure everybody's regenerating and getting out of the kind of whack system. As you can probably see on the news, not everybody knows exactly what's going on health-wise. So one thing I'd like to say business-wise, I was working for Grubhub, and Grubhub, it took a lot of time away from my paintings because I also have a painting company where I paint at weddings and live events. People know me as a live event painter. One thing I didn't necessarily like with Grubhub is that took a lot more time than meets the eye. I was always on call. I was always kind of all stressed, and I couldn't really talk with my friends consistently, or even see my daughter consistently. I couldn't really have even a relationship, kind of. And so I was just kind of milking that a little bit. And lo and behold, I can't explain exactly, and Camille could probably better because she's been with the company longer. But let me tell you, weekly, I was able to get paid more than what Grubhub was offering passively. And I mean, I wasn't even, it seemed as though I wasn't doing anything, but I'd see my checks and they just kept getting bigger and bigger. And of course, this was a story that I would hear. I'm like, oh, regular MLM business story. And I'd hear it. And then lo and behold, it was happening to me. And so now I don't work for Grubhub anymore. I'm the most well-known live painter in Chicago, and I'm booked all the way through next year now. And so it's helped my companies when I thought it was going to take away from my identity. I'm the goofy artist guy, and I didn't want to take that away from you. But this helped me decide to actually take the move of contribution, because I see how it's helping all the indigenous artists as well. And then so and helping everyone else with the food thing. So I don't know if that shines much light. I can go in real deeper, but we only got so much time, and I promised I'd only take a little bit of yours tonight. Thank you for being with me.
Yeah, Philip, I really noticed that about you, just how much more professional you've become. And, this like plugging into what we have is like really accessible, duplicatable systems and entrepreneurial training. And yeah, it's really been beautiful to see you blossom and your transformation, not only health-wise, but also, your emotional and professional stance as well. So yeah, I'm stoked for you. Just wanted to share a little bit about what my own personal experience has been here with Purium. Is I was on from a health standpoint, I was on ibuprofen for about 4 years for some chronic back pain, and was taking about 2,000 milligrams a day. And I started on what's called the Core 4, and that's also what Phillip started on. And within 2 days of incorporating the Core 4 nutrition, I noticed I didn't have to take ibuprofen anymore, and my inflammation drastically reduced. I started sleeping better, and I was also had been previously suffering with brain fog and adrenal fatigue and postpartum depletion. I had gone through 2 pregnancies. So all of those things started to really rapidly change for me, and I felt like I could really show up in the world. And, from a financial standpoint, my husband and I had made a decision for me to stay home to raise our son together. And so I had left a high-paying waitressing job working for a celebrity chef, and I was watching him just, really burn the candle at both ends. And this was, an answer to prayer for us financially. And so, yeah, it's been a real blessing, and it's been a great blessing to collaborate with you, Phillip, and, to just, be on this journey with you. One thing one saying that I love is that Purium, it helps to create strangers into friends and friends into family. And I couldn't agree more. Like, this has been a way for us to really deeply connect and, have a different type of level to, to collaborate on, not just, through family, but, as brother and sister-in-law, but really to connect in a way where we can build a legacy for our children together. And that's so beautiful, and help to heal, the planet, and, help to heal people and to end human suffering. So, yeah, I'm really passionate about it, and it's so fun just getting to work with you. And I wanted to just kind of piggyback on what you were saying, and wanted to invite you just to share a little bit about the product that you started on that made such a big difference for you. And I was wondering if you could share that with our audience, share a little bit more about how Biomedic really helped to support you.
That's right. You were saying as far as how did that product help support me?
Yeah. I mean, you said that it started to remove glyphosate, but what was the best outcome for you, would you say, when you started the Core 4?
When I started the Core 4, I didn't know exactly what I was doing. All I knew is I was getting this box. It was a big box, and it had, all the printing and all the goods for me to, check it out, what dosages I should take. There was only about 4 to 5 little things that come with the Core 4. Had the apothecary, I'm not going to go through all the products, but it turns out that all those products helped me have this breakthrough with the glyphosate thing so quickly, because the stuff floods and nourishes your body like nothing that's been, like clean food. I guess I should say. It's new to me to have clean food. Unfortunately, I have to say it that way. And, having the highest certification with being, organic, and that's the highest certification I believe that you get in the U.S. Is that correct, Camille?
Yeah, I mean, I would say Purium is beyond organic, really, because of their farming practices. You can't always guarantee that what you're going to get is free of contaminants, and Purium makes sure that there's high levels of quality testing to make sure that it is really pure. So I would say it's definitely beyond.
Yes, I heard it has like over four times it gets tested before it even leaves, and that's after the certification. So that product, meaning the Biomedic that took care of my gut, while I started, Camille had asked me, did I feel like sharing with the public about any nutrition and fitness kind of goals and, kind of lacks. It's like, well, the hard thing I had is about social media. Got this thing about computers. I don't never want them to run and call the show. That's mainly my disdain with it. But otherwise, I love when you use things properly, like this. Purium has taught me to use social media properly. I'm still learning how to. So this Biomedic helped me regenerate. And I went ahead and listened to Dave Sandoval again. But before this, I want to talk about the actual experience I had when I was giving the videos. I was talking about regular nutrition things, and I normally am very nervous. Other people don't know this because you might see me as an extrovert and things like that. But I was very nervous to use that platform and talk about something, anything for that matter, and especially something as foreign as me speaking publicly about nutrition and about how I've been helped in my health. So about the day 15, this thing, it seemed to kick off my fear and my anxiety and separate them to where I can actually like see their proximity, how far they are away from me. They were no longer in me. And I just felt light. And ever since then, I'm trying to let you know, like the experience I had when I was giving the information online, I just felt like a big lift. And I felt like me, like 5-year-old Phillip again, sitting here just talking my mind like my daughter is. I felt like how good she must be feeling. And I've never stopped feeling that way. Even I was challenged in today very much, by some confrontations before this, and I was able to shake it off and really be present. And that's the thing that I was missing before. Now I can actually be present while I reflect and while I plan for the future. And who can do that for Phil Ferguson? It's got to be somebody special. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Again, really, I just really feel your enthusiasm, and I'm sure that our audience can feel it too, feel it too. And I just wanted to just invite you guys to share what what's excited you about this Zoom tonight. So what I would like you to do is just right now pull out your phone, and whether you're watching this live or watching the recording, there's 4 ways that you can actually support Phillip as he continues to dive into this new entrepreneurial endeavor. So one of them is you can just say, I'm cheering you on. Like, I see you, I love you, I support you, and you're amazing. 2, you can text him products. If you'd like to learn more about what we offer at Purium, we do transformations. We help people to, really thrive and transform their health through different protocols. And if that's something that you're curious about, we'd be happy to even hop on a phone consultation with you to, just do a quick health assessment and offer you some suggestions. We have like grain-free, everything is gluten-free and vegan and non-GMO and organic. So we have really beautiful, beautiful, accessible, and very affordable products that you can't buy on the grocery store shelf. Number 3 is to text Phillip business. If you're curious about partnership with Phillip and Purium and working in a collaborative team environment where you have your own business and you want to learn entrepreneurial skills, and you're looking for another source of income that gives you time and location freedom, by partnering with an amazing mission-based company, text the word business to him, and we could get on a call to take a deeper look. And then the 4th way to really support Phillip is if you know someone, say referral. Like, I had somebody that reached out to me. She's an old coworker, and she had an amazing experience with her transformation. Doctors weren't able to give her answers. And, she's not really interested in doing the business, but she said, I know some people that this could really support. So, reach out to him and with the word referral. So I just wanted to thank you guys for coming here tonight. And Phillip, I'm just going to let you close it out and thank our audience for being here this evening.
Thought I left, huh? Hey, I would like to thank everyone for being a sport because, at least from the generation I'm from, at least the way I perceive it, I look at the computer in a different way. So, I'd like to thank everybody for being a sport, for just logging in and doing it kind of in this new kind of techie kind of way. I'm kind of artsy fartsy and I'm not so techie, but it turns out to be an art to communicating. It just makes me more accountable and makes me more present for my daughter. I'm so present for my daughter. Look at her. She wanna see how this meeting going. she been talking the whole meeting. But yeah, I'm sure you gotta be with your little shorties too. But I thank you, Camille, for helping me through this health journey. Mary, Anna, yeah, your daughter too, Anna, my niece. Hey, everybody, D Ferg, everybody. And thank you again. And I want to see if anybody wants to join me in a 30-day transformation, because I believe I'm getting my pack pretty soon. It's coming in the mail. And I would like to know what you think, because, it could be just my opinion. But at the same time, I've never been really one to lie about how the food really is. So I say, take it away, everybody. Rock on. Let's get rid of this Monsanto thing while we're at it as well. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, everyone.